Hi, I'm back again with a new video. We're obviously just days away from the debut announcement, and looking back it has honestly been a fun ride covering Boys Planet on this small channel of mine. It's crazy how fast time flies. Anyways, as we're about to get our brand new group soon, I want to make this video about what I think would be a reliable success formula for this new group, especially if we're talking about potentially becoming monster rookies. Clearly this is a very subjective topic, so feel free to disagree and share your own views, but this is what I personally think would work best for the group. There are four main factors that make up my success formula. Debuting the right members, having an impactful group concept and a strong branding, releasing a groundbreaking debut album, and putting out consistent variety content. With all of this in place, they can truly dominate the K-pop scene for the next 1-2 years. Now let me go into each of these points with a bit more detail. So first, debuting the right members. What I mean by this, is to hopefully see a lineup that is well-rounded and balanced in terms of skills, and also one that has a good group dynamic and fit. It goes without saying that Boys Planet has seen some seriously talented contestants. I believe that is why most of us ended up following the show so closely in the first place. I'm talking talents that I genuinely see potentially changing the game, the kinds that can generate a lot of buzz and interest from an even wider audience outside of the viewers of the show. Contestants like Sung Hanbin and Jae Chang have talents that are hardly seen before by past idols, and can definitely bring a breath of fresh air into the scene. The challenge now is to find the right combination of said talents that can produce the most well-rounded group, where every member is able to offer something unique to the table and yet be cohesive as a group. A good example would be Blackpink, and we all know how successful Blackpink is in building a massive global following while having separate individual fanbases. I made a video on the lineup which I personally believed could achieve this. You can check it on my channel out if you want. But just quickly, this was my ideal debut lineup. As much as possible we would want to minimize having members that fade in the background, or take too much of the spotlight. This is to avoid any favoritism allegations during early activities and promotions, which could hurt the group and its branding. Which brings me to my next ingredient in my success formula, an impactful group concept coupled with a strong branding. Groups that I personally think are successful and have very strong concepts are TXT, aespa, and LE SSERAFIM, to name a few. Of course, there are groups that are successful without having a clear concept, but I think it would be easier for a group to stand out if they do, especially in an industry that is oversaturated with talent. I gave it a thought, and if I were to develop a concept for this group, it would be based on the idea of the anti-hero. It is a rather complex archetype, but essentially it describes a fundamentally good person that has become jaded by the brutal world he lives in, and has developed a uniquely twisted way to continue pursuing righteousness. Kinda like boys who are fully aware of the cruel things one can experience in their youth, and choosing to confront it in a fun, nonchalant, and sarcastic way. Or something like that. I imagine their music and core message to include satirical commentary on social issues like cancel culture, bullying, discrimination based on differences in backgrounds and beliefs, and more. While I myself am not a fan of music works that are heavily ridden with political or social commentary, there is a lot of potential here to make positive social impact, building a large following of young people who face their own struggles and want to learn how to be bold enough to confront them. In this generation where social issues are still rampant, there are also a lot of opportunities to create music that makes a statement and somewhat addresses these issues. This in itself would create a strong and positive brand for the group. For more information about the anti-hero trope I'm referring to here, you can search up Knight in Sour Armor for an interesting read. Some of you might be thinking, but Mnet will definitely give them some kind of outer space concept like they did for Kepler. Well, I thought of that too, and I've tied that into what I feel is a cool name for the group. I took part in Mnet's open submissions and made a video about it on his channel. Next, let's talk releasing a groundbreaking debut album. By this, I mean every aspect of the release should be done with the intention to create something that is going to have the entire K-pop scene in awe. Having a superior concept visual, top-tier music production, a cohesive track list, all that stuff. There hasn't been much impactful music coming from boy groups lately, so this is the perfect time for this project group to solidify themselves in the scene for the next 1-2 years from the get-go. I imagine this to be an EP that spans across various genres not only to showcase the group's versatility, but intended to appeal to different music listeners. The title track should be something that is catchy and has higher replay value, whereas the other tracks should be more for showing the different colors of the group, while also showing the group's talents in vocal and rap, which they should have if the right members debut. I conceptualized a highlight medley for my ideal group's debut EP, where I curated the track list using existing boy group songs. Again, you can check this out on my channel if you want. And lastly, consistent variety content. If you're a veteran K-pop fan, you would know that variety is pretty much one of the main pillars of idol life. It is what differentiates a casual fan who enjoys a group's music, and a devoted stan who goes the extra mile to support the group. It is through variety content that fans get to know their idols on a much more personal level and form a deep connection with them. Apart from this reason, variety content provides entertainment, where all sorts of meme content typically originates from. With how memes are widely used in online exchanges, it serves also as a bite-sized promotional content for the group to generate interest in new audiences. Some of the most successful K-pop idol variety shows are Going 17 and Run BTS, and it would be the cherry on top if this group is able to replicate the same kind of success on their own content. From the finale lineup, I do see a few potential members who could do well in variety because of their outgoing personality, wit, or sense of humor. So there you go, my personal take on the success formula that can turn this upcoming group into monster rookies. Honestly, I'm not too hopeful that a lot of my picks will end up debuting here, so I'm already mentally prepared to support this group from afar. But we'll see. In the meantime, vote for J.